Hit.
Hey! Hello and welcome back, everyone. We're here again at Desert Marksman, way up north of LA. We've got the 1885 Uberti high wall reproduction. Earlier, a friend of ours named Leo stopped by and dropped off some ammo. He said we had a choice between the 300 grain and the heavier stuff. I like shooting the heavier stuff more because I like the recoil. To which he said, "Scott, there are two kinds of people in this world." And I'm not going to finish the joke because this isn't that kind of channel. We have no idea really what type of 4570 this is. It looks like it might be a little heavier than a 405 grain. We're going to go ahead this time and use the lab radar chronograph to get some ballistic data and get this thing a little more precisely dialed in. We ran the math. And with our bases, this rear mount and the front mount, spaced 24 and 5/8 inches apart, every turn of this screw is going to move 2.75 MOA. Every major division on this vernier scale is 13.9 MOA, or if you want to look at it another way, every inch is 139.5 MOA. We've looked at it a little further when we took a fun shot a couple weeks ago. And this should give us the range to take it out past 600. At the very least, we can dial 70 MOA or so and get it out to 600 with no problem. For now, we are going to try and zero it in with this new ammo. Once we do that, if we have enough rounds left, it looks like we got about 19, we're going to go ahead and walk this out and hopefully get it out to 600 yards. I really regret not having taken it past 200 yards last time, but that's just the way things go sometimes. We've got the mounts all tightened in properly. We've gone ahead and checked all of our screws to make sure everything is good to go. And we've more or less roughly bore-sighted it down the office hallway. Let's go ahead and get on into it and see where we end up on paper. And I shot out the right support of the target stand.
Oh, man. Oh, good thing we have extra PVC.
Back at the office. Technically not on paper. But if I hold on the far left support, I should hit exactly in the middle of the target. I'm not going to go ahead and mess with windage right now. We've got some gusting from the left, which may explain why the bullet went so far to the right. For now, I'm going to go ahead and dial it. 2.75 MOA per full turn. I need to go up about 10 inches. And here's the fun thing about these old scopes. I'm going to bring the back of this up. That's going to bring the front of the scope down. In order to bring my sight, the center of my optic, back on the center of the target, I need to raise the rifle, which is going to bring my point of impact up. Makes perfect sense? All right. This should be 4 full turns, and I'm sure you've noticed by now, recoil can drag your arm across concrete. So please, put down a protective pad of some sort before trying your next shot. There we are, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead, tap the scope to make sure that it's not loose on that threading. Once I've got it all the way down, I'm going to tighten this. Got ourselves another round of whatever the heck this is. We have spotter scope on. We've got our ballistics. I'm going to hold the elevation on the center of the target. I'm going to hold on the left arm of the support. That looks like it was still a little low, which could make sense because the target is dangling and I did not get an accurate measurement on how far I was from the top target. Let's dial it a little bit more and see where we end up. Gone ahead and dialed it a bit more. Based on the ballistics of the last shot, I'm going to guess that this is 405 grain 4570. It's coming out at about 1,350 feet a second. I'm still a little low, so let's go ahead and try hitting paper just one more time. The centering was a little closer. I held a bit too far, which is my fault because the target is at a pretty steep decline. You'll probably see this when I show you the target view. All right, let's see where we're at. Oh, she's going down. Shooting our target, oh, is it going?
Yeah.
All right, shooting our target at 100 seems to be a limited time event. Let's go ahead and try this again. Top target on the level, holding left to paper. 3, 2, 1. God, I gotta remember to cock it. And let's see where we went. I'm gonna bring it down slightly, about half of what I dialed. And we should be just about there. Now we've got ourselves again. Let's see. Top target. The wind seems to be helping me out and holding it up. On the level, holding slightly left. No wind. We're much closer on elevation, but I apparently am terrible at judging windage. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and start the chronograph, start the spotter scope, and I'm going to fire a burst of 3 shots, and we'll see how it is that they're grouping. Just got to get this wind dialed in. That's really the only thing that's stopping me at this point. Okay, let's get started. Going, going. First round, top target, holding a bit to the left. So y'all hold center. Hold center again. Our velocity is varying a little bit. That one just now is 1310. All right, center target again. 1338 on that one. We're all over the place. Go ahead and do another grouping of 3 at 100 yards. Oh, and let me go ahead and get started before the radar turns off. I'm going to hold over to the left. My elevation should be pretty dialed in. Let's go ahead and verify before we take it out. 2859. That doesn't make sense. $13.25, that's a little better. $13.30. Pretty repetitive now. So the spread is a little all over the place. Looks like there's about 3 inches between the top and the bottom hits on the last 2 groups I did. We're gonna have to get our powder dialed in if we really want to take this thing out further. But I'm ambitious. All right, time to go ahead and dial this out to 200 yards. Rough estimate, that should be about 10 MOA of difference. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and bring the back of this up which will bring the front down, which means I need to aim up, which is going to send it farther. Two, three, four. That should be about 10 MOA. I'm just going to watch for where the dust kicks up to see where it is that this lands. Sorry about that, guys. I was pointing the spotter at the wrong target, so I don't know where I ended up. That was a nice try. Let's go ahead, start you, and try this again. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, left target, 200. Holding left edge.
Hit.
Hit, all right.
It was 12 o'clock.
A little bit high. So, if that held true, I don't see why we can't next go out to 300.
Is that true too? All the ones too on 42
300, goodness, is going to be an additional 13 MOA. And I am bleeding everywhere, so please cover any concrete when you're firing a rifle like this. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. That should be closer to 14. I was hitting high. Let me bring this down just a smidge. A smidge is a very precise technical measurement. All right, guys. I have 2 more rounds. We are dialed in more or less for 300. Chris is spotting on the M1200 XLR. We're just going to take these quick and see where we end up. All right, gonna hold slightly left and
Missed right, 4 o'clock.
elevation.
Elevation was good.
Distance on the miss.
Yeah, it was probably like 2 inches off the right edge of the target.
All right. Wind from behind. Velocity's good. Gonna hold center. A little bit to the left.
Hit.
Hey! All right.
It looked like a center of mass hit.
Cool. Our velocities are varying a little bit. Our elevation was varying a little bit in the beginning, but it seems like once this rifle got warmed up and we started pushing it, it actually got a little more accurate. I don't know what spirit is inhabiting it, but I'm going to go ahead and toast to it later. For now, I'm going to go wipe my elbow off so I don't keep getting blood on this very beautiful concrete bench.